Hi, my schoolers, you are welcome to my school channel, and I remain Abiola. This is the channel where we are tackling the JAMB CBT past question for the subject mathematics, the year 2020. So don't go anywhere, stay with us, we will be right back. Dear my schoolers, you're welcome back to my school channel, and in this clip we are solving questions 26 to 40. So on the spot we are tackling question 26. Find the simple interest rate percent per annum, okay, at which 1,000 naira accumulates to 1,240 naira in 3 years. Okay, this is a question on simple interest. So we have been shown how 1,000 naira became 1,240 naira. So we can see that the interest on it is 240 naira. Okay, so we are told the principal is 1,000 naira. We are asked to find the rates, okay, and we have a time frame of 3 years. So going back to the formula for simple interest, we have I equals PRT over 100. Okay, so we are asked to find R, so we would have 100I equals PRT, okay, dividing both sides by PT. Okay, so we just slot in the values that we have sorted out. So we have 100 multiplies, okay, the simple interest, which is 240. We have at the denominator, we have principals 1,000. Okay, then we have the time frame, which is 3 years. So we have 100 year 1, we have 100 year 10. 0 strikes out 0, 3 year 1, 3 year 8. So the rate makes, okay, 8%. So let's go back to the screen and select the correct option. So from our solving, we confirm that 8% found in option B is the correct option. Question 27. The pie chart shows the income of a civil servant in a month. Okay, if his monthly income is 6,000 naira, find his monthly basic salary. So this is the angle we are asked to find. Not just the angle now, we are required to find the exact amount in naira. Okay, so at first, we just have to go back to our whiteboard and pull out the values that are being supplied to us. So we have the house in the degree for housing, 60 degrees, transportation, 60, meals, 67, others, 50 degrees. Then for basic monthly income, it is unknown. So what we just have to do, we have to add up all of the other degrees, then we take it away from 360 degrees. So when we add all of this up, we are going to have 237. Let me show us how. 60 plus 60, we have 120, plus this, we have 187, okay? Plus this, we have 2, okay? 187 plus 50, we have 237 degrees. So we have 360 minus 237 degrees. Okay, so we lift 1 from here, making 10 minus 7, 3. This becomes 5. 5 minus 3, we have 2. 3 minus 2, we have 1. So we can find out that the degrees for basic salary is 1, 2, 3 degrees. Okay, so we just have to employ the simple formula. 1, 2, 3 over 360 degrees, okay, multiplies his monthly income, which is 6,000 naira. Okay, 0 strikes out 0. Okay, we have 6 can be pulled out from here. We have 6, okay? 6 in 600, we have 100. We have 2, 3. 2 in 100, we have 50. Okay, so we have 3. Here we have 41. So 41 times 50 gives us 2,050. Remember, we are dealing with the currency naira. So we have 2,050 naira. That is the allocation for its basic monthly salary. Okay, so let's go back to the screen and select the correct option. So looking through all of these options together, we will confirm that option A, containing 2015 naira, is the correct option. 28. If x is a positive real number, find the range of values for which, okay, 1 over 3x plus 2, plus 1 over 2 rather, is greater than 1 over 4x. Okay, so let's just go to where we prefer solutions to questions given us. So this is the question we are given, okay? Then what we have to do for the left hand side, we find the LCM, which is 6x. 3x in 6x, we have 2. 2 times 1, we have 2. Okay, plus 2 in 6x, rather, we have 3x. Multiplies 1, we have 3x. Okay, greater than 1 over 4x. We can do simple cross multiplication here. Okay, so we'd have 4x to bracket 2 plus 3x. Very well. Then we have 6x times 1, that is 6x. So by the time we open up this bracket here, we'd have 4x times 2, we have 8x. 4x times 3x, we have 12x squared. Okay, then we have 6x. So we'd have 12x squared equals 6x minus 8x. Very well. So we have 12x squared, 6x minus 8x, we have minus 2x. So what we can do to eliminate this square is to divide both sides by 12x. Very well. So 12 strikes out 12. This x strikes out the x squared. Okay, so we have x strike out 12x. Okay, we have 2 here 1, 2 here 6. All right, so the presentation we'll be having will be x, okay, is greater than, remember we have the minus sign, minus 1 over 6. So we are stopping here because the options provided, okay, has this in it. So, but the question requires that we find a range of values, okay, range of values. But we are staying within the context of options provided us by JAMB. So x is greater than minus 1 over 6. So let's go back to the screen and select which one has the same thing like what we have just solved. So looking through all of the options, we will see the option A, x is greater than minus 1 over 6. In the context of options provided us, option A is the most viable option. Question 29. Find the value of x if root 2 over x plus root 2 equals 1 over x minus root 2. So the first thing I did is to replicate the question on the whiteboard. Okay, so the next step we have to take is just to cross multiply. Very well, so this goes here, this goes here. Okay, so we'll have root 2 into bracket x minus root 2 equals, when this multiplies 1, we are still going to have the same thing. Okay, so root 2 times x will have x root 2 minus root 2 times root 2, that is root 4. And square root of 4 or root 4 is 2 equals x plus root 2. Okay, so at this point, what can we do next? This is very, very easy to tackle. So we can have this x root 2, okay, minus x, when this comes in, equals root 2, that's here. When this crosses over, it becomes plus 2. So for this left hand side, we can do something like collecting, okay, making a kind of bracket. All right, so that would be looking at the things that are common, items common here. So we can see x is common, so we have x into bracket root 2 minus 1. X times root 2, we have x root 2. X times minus 1, we have minus x, okay? Then equals what we have on the right hand side. So what do? We can divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is root 2 minus 1. So we have x equals, let's move to the right hand side of the whiteboard. So we have x equals root 2 plus 2 over root 2 minus 1. So we can use the conjugate of this denominator to multiply both the numerator and the denominator. So we'd have times root 2 plus 1 over root 2 plus 1, okay? So that means we have x equals root 2 times root 2, we have root 4, and root 4 is 2. Very well, we have root 2 times 1, we have plus root 2, okay? So we have 2 times root 2, we have 2 root 2. Very well, we have 2 times 1, we have 2. For the denominator, we have root 2 times root 2, we have root 4, and that is 2. Square root of 4 is 2. Root 2 times plus 1, we have plus root 2. Very well. Minus 1 times root 2, we have minus root 2. Or you can say minus 1 root 2, okay? Minus 1 times plus 1, that is still minus 1. So we have for the numerator, collecting like terms, 2 plus 2, we have 4, okay? For the roots, we have 1 root 2 or root 2 plus 2 root 2, that makes 3 root 2. Okay, so we have 2 minus 1, that is still 1. Okay, root 2 minus root 2, that is 0. So we have at the denominator, we just have 1. And this divided by 1 is still the same value. So we would have x equals 4 plus 3 root 2. Or you can say 3 root 2, okay, plus 4. Whichever one works for us. So let's go back to the screen and pull out the correct option. So we have 3 root 2 plus 4 or 4 plus 3 root 2. So option A is very correct. Of course, I strongly believe that right now you are clicking on the link in the description below. It's taking you to the Myschool website where you have enough information on how you can get the Myschool mobile app or download the Myschool software for your laptops and computers. So just for 1,000 Naira, okay, just a token, and you have the best JAMB CBT experience. So join me as we tackle question 30. A binary operation, divine x, is defined by a asterisk b, okay? This is a function of representation equals a raised to power b. So anywhere we find a asterisk b, what we should have as the relative there is a raised to power b, okay? Full stop. Then we have if a asterisk 2 equals 2 minus a, find the possible values of a, okay? So at first, I have to pull out the questions on the whiteboard. A asterisk b equals a raised to power b. Okay, a asterisk 2 is giving us 2 minus a. So all we just have to do is to employ the simple concepts given to us. So anywhere we find a asterisk b, we'll have it as a raised to power b. So here we can see that we are given a asterisk 2, where 2 represents b. Okay, so that will be a raised to power 2, and we are given this as 2 minus a. Okay, so we can bring in all of these values together. So we have a raised to power 2. When plus 2 comes in, it becomes minus 2. All right, so when this comes in, we have plus a. We can still rearrange it as a raised to power 2 plus a minus 2. All right, so when we factorize this, okay, let's pull out how we factorize. We can just multiply this by the coefficient of this, okay? So what we are looking for is what number we're going to add up together that will give us what we have here, and if we multiply it together, it's going to give us minus 2, okay? So those numbers, they are, or those values, they are plus 2a minus a, okay? So that will be a squared plus 2a, all right, minus a, then we have minus 2. So I would recommend that we go back and do more study or deeper study in factorization. This will help us better understand the concept we're trying to present. We're trying to make this presentation as simple, as easy, and relatable as possible. So this is what we have. Okay. All right, so in this bracket, what's common? We have a is common, so we have a into brackets a plus 2. A times a squared, a times 2 plus 2a, okay? So the other bracket we have minus, what is common? We have 1 into brackets a plus 2, okay? Because minus 1 times a, we have minus a, minus times plus, we have minus 1 times 2, we have 2. Okay, now we see it. So let's sort out. So we'd have a minus 1. This is common, we just have to pick one, a plus 2. Okay, so factorizing, we have a minus 1, a plus 2. So that means a minus 1 equals 0, or a plus 2 equals 0. That means a equals 1, or a equals, when this comes outside, minus 2. So that means a equals 1 or minus 2. So join me as we go back to the screen and pull out the correct option, 1 or minus 2. So look through the options with me, and we agree that option A, 1 comma minus 2, is the correct option. So we believe you enjoyed this clip and you would like us to do more. Kindly hit the like button, click on the subscribe button and tap on bell notifications so you can get alert as soon as we upload the next video just for you. Question 31. The chord ST of a circle is equal to the radius R of the circle. Okay, find the length of arc ST. This is very, very easy to tackle. Okay, so we can just draw out your circle and we see what a chord does in a circle. Okay, it splits it into segments. Okay, major segments and minor segments. Okay, while having an arc, split it into major sector and minor sector. So we know that a line that runs from the center of the circle to any point on the circumference of the circle makes the radius. So this is the circle center. Okay, so we are now told that the length of this chord equals to, or is the same thing as the radius. So we can see that. So if it's the same thing as the radius, that means we are looking at having an equilateral triangle, a triangle that has three sides equal, okay, and that makes 60 degrees each. So the angle we are looking at makes 60 degrees. So we are asked to find the length of the arc. Remember, the length of an arc equals theta over 360 times 2 times pi times r. Okay, I can use small r. Okay, so we found our angle at 60 degrees, so we are going to have 60 over 360 multiplies 2 times pi r. Okay, 60 here 1, 60 here 60. Okay, then we have, okay, we have 0 strikes out 0, rather 6 in 360, that is just 6, not 60. I beg your pardon. So we have 1 over 6, we have 2 here 1, we have 3. So we are going to have the length of the arc L equals 1 times 1, that is 1, times pi r, we have pi r, over the denominator we have 3. So the length of the arc can be given as pi r, or is gotten as pi r over 3. So L equals pi r over 3. Let's go back to the screen and select the correct option. Scanning through all of the options provided, we agree that option A, pi r over 3, is the correct option. Number 32. A sector of circle of radius 7.2 centimeter which sustains an angle of 300 degrees, okay, at the center is used to form a cone. Okay, what is the radius of the base of the cone? So we are asked to find the radius of the base of the cone. So this is the cone here. Already we are told that we have the radius at 7.2. Since a cone has been formed, okay, so that radius becomes the length, okay, for this side for the cone. So we are asked to find the radius for the base of the cone. And we remember that base circumference for this cone is 2 pi r, okay? 2 pi r, okay, equals the length of an arc, okay, which is theta over 360 times 2 pi r. All right, so we can see that we have pi area, we have pi area. For the circle, this has become, because we are asked to find the radius, so we have the length here. All right, so what do we have to do next? We just have to strike out the similar values. We have 2, we have 2, we have pi, we have pi. So we are left with r, l, then we have theta over 360. So we are asked to find the radius r for the base of the cone. So we have r equals, okay, the angle subtended is 300 degrees times L, okay? So we have 0, 0, okay? We have here 6 here, 5, we have 6 here, 6. Remember the length we are giving is 7.2. So 5 multiplied 7.2, what we are going to have is 36 over 6. At the denominator, we have the radius for the base of the cone is 6 centimeter. So let's go back to the screen and select the correct option. So option C, containing 6 centimeter, is the right option. Question 33. A cylindrical tank has a capacity of 3080 meter cube. Okay, what is the depth of the tank if the diameter of its base is 14 meters? So we are looking at capacity. Capacity is another word that can be used instead of volume. Okay, so we are given volume, okay, equals 3080 meter cube. All right, so we are given diameter as 14, and we know that diameter is 2 times of radius. Okay, so if diameter is 14, that means the radius is 7. Okay, very well. So we have the volume for a cylinder, okay, that is pi r square h. So we would have V equals pi r square h, okay, or area times the height. So we are asked to find the height, which represents the depth in this contest. So what are we doing? We are dividing both sides by pi r square. Okay, so we would have h equals, okay, we have v is 3080 divides, okay, we have pi r square. Okay, where pi is 22 over 7. All right, then we have the r as 7, that is 7 raised to power 2. Very well, so we have 3080 divides this. So once we are switching from divide to times, okay, everything that is at the denominator goes up, everything at the numerator comes down. So we're having 3080 times 7, okay, over 22, okay, then times 1 over 7 times 7 raised to power 2. Okay, so 7 strikes out 7. So we are left with 380 times 1, we have 3080 rather. Okay, then we have 22 times 7. So by the time we carry out this simple operation, what we should arrive at is roughly 20 or 20.005 or thereabout. So the depth we are looking for is roughly 20 meters. So let's go back to the screen and select the correct option. So you look through all of these options, you would confirm that option D, 20 meters, is correct. Question 34. The acres for rice, pineapple, cassava, cocoa, and palm oil in a certain district are given respectively as 2, 5, 3, 11, and 9. Okay, what is the angle of the sector of cassava in a pie chart? So at first, let's sum up the total acres that we have. We have 2 plus 5, that is 7. 7 plus 3, that makes 10. Okay, 10 plus 11, 21, plus 9, that makes 30. So we have 30 acres in all. Okay, so now let's sort out for rice. We have 2 acres. For pineapple, we have 5 acres. Cassava, we have 3 acres. Cocoa, we have 11 acres. Then for palm oil, we have 9 acres. So we are asked to sort out for cassava. So cassava has 3 acres. So let's just go to the whiteboard and bring out the solution to this question. So already we've seen that the acres allotted for cassava is 3 over the total acres, which is 30 times 360. We're asked to find the angle, okay, allocated for it on a pie chart. So we have 3 year 1, 3 year 10, 10 year 1, 10 year 36. So we can see for cassava, the angle is 36 degrees. So let's go back to the screen and select the correct option rather. So we can see option B for 36 degrees is the correct option. We strongly believe that you may still have 1 or 2 questions bothering you, okay? All you just have to do is to please use the link in the description below that takes you to the Myschool website where you can ask those questions right now, and within moments the great solution providers we have on our website are going to attend to you within moments, okay? So we are tackling question 35. 3 consecutive terms of a geometric progression are given as n minus 2, we have n and n plus 3. Find the common ratio, okay? So for a geometric progression, you know that to get the, when we have T1, T2, and T3, okay? So to get the previous one, to just the common ratio will be T2 over T1, isn't it? To get this, that will just be, for the next one, you will have T3 over T2. Okay, then for the next one as well, we'll have T4 over T3. So that is how it works in geometric progression. If it's for arithmetic progression, you will just have the second term, okay, T2 minus T1, all right? The next one will be T3 minus T2, then the next again will be T4 minus T3. This all gives you the common difference. So to find the common ratio here, we just have to do this. So going back to the question presented to us, we have the geometric progression given as n minus 2, n and n plus 3. Okay, so using all of these metrics that we have sorted out, we can validate that n over n minus 2, T2, T1, isn't it, equals the same thing, n plus 3 over n, okay, T3 over T2. That is just what we have done. So let's just do this by first doing a cross multiply. Very well, so we have n times n, we have n squared equals n minus 2, okay, into brackets n plus 3. Okay, so let's expand the brackets. We have n times n, we have n squared, n times plus 3, we have plus 3n, minus 2 times n, we have minus 2n, minus 2 times plus 3, we have minus 6. So we have n squared equals n squared, plus 3 minus 2, that is plus n, minus 6. Okay, so when this comes in collecting like terms, so we would have n squared minus n squared equals n minus 6. N squared minus x squared, that is 0, equals n minus 6. Okay, sending this 6 here, we are going to have 6 equals to n, or n equals 6. Okay, very well. So that makes our common ratio. So the common ratio that we are asked to find out, so when we slot it in here, let's just slot it in. So that means rather the n we've gotten is the second term here. So we are asked to find the common ratio. So let's slot in the value for n, which is 6, and find the common ratio. Okay, so if we are using this n over n minus 2, that will be 6 over 6 minus 2, okay, that will be 6 over 4. This is 3, this is 2. So that's 3 over 2. So the common ratio is 3 over 2. If you still want to confirm, you can use this again. That will be n plus 3 over n. N plus 3, that is 6 plus 3 over n. Okay, and n is given as 6. So 6 plus 3, that is 9 over 6. 3 here 2, 3 here 3. So we still have 3 over 2. So at first we have to sort out what n is. We've gotten n as 6. Then we use this provision to carry out a simple operation that gives us the common ratio, which is 3/2. So we can slot in these values and tap out what our geometric progression are. So let's do that for ourselves. So since we are given n as 6, so the first term will be 6 minus 2, that is 4, okay, comma, n is given as 6, and n plus 3, that is 6 plus 3, that is 9. So this is the geometric progression, okay, and this is the common ratio, 3/2. So let's go back to the screen and point out the correct option. So if we look through all of these options together, we'll see option A, 3/2 is the correct option. Perhaps you have better steps or explanations to any of the questions we have tackled so far. Please, we would like to know. Kindly use the comment section below indicating the question number and the solutions you would like to share. Question 36. In a class of 40 students, 32 offer mathematics, 24 offer physics, and 4 offer neither mathematics nor physics, okay? How many offer both mathematics and physics? Okay, so very well, what we just have to do is to employ this small equation. Given the general set as 40, universal set rather as 40, equals, okay, the number that offer mathematics, we have 32 minus x, okay, all right. Then we have plus the number that offer physics, we have 24, all right, plus the number that offer both, which we don't know both, so that is the x, okay. Then we have the number that offer neither physics nor mathematics, and that is giving us 4. All right, so let's collect like terms. We have 32 plus 24, that makes 56, plus 4, okay, that makes 60. All right, so we have minus x plus x, that is 0, okay, then we are left with minus x. So making x the subject, or we'll send x here, then 40 comes to the right hand side, it will become negative. X coming here becomes positive. So we have x equals 60 minus 40. So x equals 20. So the number that offer both is 20. So if you're asked to find number that offer only physics, it will be 32 minus 20, and that is 12. Only mathematics, that will be 24 minus 20, that is 4. Okay, so the number that offer both is 20. Let's go back to the board and select the correct option, the screen rather. So look through all of these options and you will see option D that carries 20 as the most valuable option. Question 37. The sum of the interior angle of pentagon is 6x plus 6y. Okay, 6x plus 6y. Find y in terms of x. So just remember that the sum of interior angle, okay, for a pentagon is 540. How do we know that? Sum of interior angle is n minus 2, okay, into brackets 180. Pentagon, that is 5 sides. Hexagon, that is 6 sides. So that will be 5 minus 2, to brackets 180. Okay, 5 minus 2, that is 3. 3 times 180, that is 540. Okay. That means since we have 5 sides, that means each interior angle is 108 degrees. If we divide this by 5 for pentagon. So that is not where we are heading for. Okay, so we have another thing to sort out, which is given as the angle of the pentagon is 6x plus 6y, the sum of those angles. So that is 6x plus 6y equals 540. Sum of the interior angles for a pentagon. So we have 6x, we have 6y, 6 is common, so we have 6 into brackets x plus y equals 540, rather. So what do? We divide both sides by 6. So we'll have 6, 6, okay? 6 in 540, 6 in 54, you can use that. That is easier, okay? You call your 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 12, times 3, 18, times 4, 24, okay? Times 5, 30, times 6, 36, times 7, 42, times 8, 48, times 9, that is 54, then times 10, 60. So this makes 90 for us. So we have x plus y equals 90. However, the question requires that we find what? We find y in terms of x. So we are sending x inside. So we have y equals 90. X is positive on the left hand side. Moving to the right hand side, it becomes negative minus x. So finding x in terms of y in terms of x, rather, we have 90 minus x. So let's go back to the options and select the correct option. Y equals 90 minus x. So join me as we look through all of these options together, and we'll see that option B, y equals 90 minus x, is the correct option. 38. The mean age group of some students is 15 years. Okay, when the age of a teacher, 45 years old, is added to the ages of the students, the mean of their ages become 18 years. Okay, so find the number of students in the group. So the first statement records that the mean age group of students is given as 15 years. So what are we going to have? We are going to have x for an ungrouped data equals, all right, their total number, isn't it, over how many of them that we have there. So this is the sum total of their ages, okay? Then we have their number, the number of students in that group. Then we have x, okay, the mean. So we are told the mean age of these children, of these students, is 15. So we have 15 equals, all right, of their ages over n. Okay, so that means I'm going to have summation. I can represent their ages with letter G equals 15n. So this is for the first statement we are given. Then for the next statement, we are told when the age of a teacher, 45 years old, is added to the ages of the students, the mean of their ages become 18 years. So we'd have 18 equals, all right, we are told that the ages of the students, 15n, all right, there are some, and a teacher whose age is 45. Now we have the number of students, okay, plus one extra person, which is a teacher. So this is what we have. What can we do? We cross multiply. So we'd have 18 into brackets n plus 1 equals 15n plus 45. Okay, so what can we do? Let's expand this bracket. 18 times n, we have 18n. This is super easy to solve. Remember that you can go through all of these steps again and get well familiarized with what we are doing. So 18 times n, we have 18n plus 1, that is 18. 18 times 1, that is 18, equals 15n plus 45. So what do we do here? We can collect like terms. So collecting like terms, we can send in n here. We send in 18 out there. So we have 18n minus 15n equals 45. Plus 18 goes outside and it becomes minus 18. Okay, so 18n minus 15n, we have 3n equals 45 minus 18, that is 27. Dividing both sides by the coefficient of n, which is 3. So we'd have our n as 9. Okay, so we can see that the number of students in the group, 9. Okay, so let's go back to the screen and point out the correct option to this question. Look through all of this and you will see that option B, containing 9, is the right option. Number 39. A surveyor walked 500 meters up a hill which slopes at an angle of 30 degrees. Okay, calculate the vertical height through which he rises or through which he walks. Okay, so we are told the surveyor walks 500 meters. Okay, that is along a slope. Okay, at an angle of 30 degrees with the floor or with the ground. Okay, very well. Angle 30 degrees. So we are required to calculate the vertical height, okay, through which he rises from the ground level. So what can we pull out from here? We are asked to find h, the vertical height. So we can see that we are given the longest side, which is hypotenuse, and we are asked to find the opposite. So we have opposite and hypotenuse. So recall this, so, ka, twa. All right, so already we are given the opposite. We are asked to find, we are given the hypotenuse rather, and we are asked to find the opposite. Okay, so which of these, opposite and hypotenuse, which of all of these metrics carries the value we are looking for? That is sine, okay, which is opposite. Sine theta equals opposite, all right, over hypotenuse. So we have, our theta is given as angle 30, sine 30, okay, equals the opposite, which is h, over the hypotenuse, giving us 500. So what do? We cross multiply. So the vertical height h equals 500 times sine 30. Sine 30 is same thing as 0.5 or 1 over 2. So that is half of 500, and that is 250 meters. So the man rises through height of 250 meters. So join me as we go back to our screen and select the correct option. So look through all of these options provided. You will see that option C, 250 meters, is the correct option. Here we have question 40. Find the non-zero positive value of x which satisfies the equation. So we have the equation here. So the first thing I did is to replicate this question on the whiteboard. So we have it here. So how do we solve this? This is very easy to do. So you can see here, all right? So whatever thing we have, this is the first row and the first column. So whatever thing we have under this first column will not be used. So this is what we are looking at. So for this, okay, so just be this and this, okay? So we have x into brackets, x times x, we have x squared minus, okay, 1 times 1, we have 1. Very well, so we are done with this. So I have to rub it off. All right, I'm trying to do all of this so that we can have let me use my finger rather. Okay, so we've dealt with this. So let's go to the second column, still on the first row. So we'll have minus 1 into brackets. So whatever values we have lying under the same column, we can't use it. So they are exempted. So I've rubbed off this. So this should be 1, okay? So that means this is exempted. So we are dealing with this. This is the 1 here. So we would have 1 times x, that is x minus, all right? So then we have it here. Then we have 1 times x, then we have 1 times 0, that is 0. Okay, very well. So let's go to the last one, plus 0 into brackets. Okay, so like we know, whatever values we have lying under this column will not be used. So we are dealing with this. Okay, so we are going to have 1 times 1, we have 1, minus 0 times x, we have 0. So 1 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. Okay, so 1 times 0 is 0. So we just know that this part is off. Okay, so we are just tackling these portions remaining. So we have x times x squared, we have s cubed. Okay, so we have x times 1, we have minus x times minus 1 rather. We have minus 1 times x, we have minus x. Minus 1 times 0, we have plus 0. So this is not needed. So we have s cubed minus x minus x, we have minus 2x. Okay, remember it's all equals to 0. Okay, so I would have s cubed equals 2x. So what do? We can divide both sides by x. have 2. Okay, so we'll have x squared equals 2, or x equals root 2. So let's move on to our screen to select the correct option. Option C, root 2, is the correct option. Right now we have come to the end of this segment, but there are more video clips to come. All you just have to do is to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button, and tap on bell notifications so you can get informed as soon as we upload the next video just for you.